few. There's like Pac-Man.
Oh, I see it. I'm seeing.
All right, here we go. Rematch of the century against Pranav. Hi, Pranav. Shout out to Pranav. Okay, I have a line prepared against the Catalan. Hopefully I remember it. Take here. So now I give this check. He blocks with the bishop. I play pawn here. Now I want him to go queen here. You might see it. Now I block with the knight. Now I want him to play knight here. I'm playing very fast compared to normal, so he's probably noticed that something's up. Well, now his knight being here ruins what I wanted to do, so I'm on my own now. So he's attacking this pawn. I don't particularly want to play b5 because then my rook is open to his bishop. I could move my knight here. I don't really want to do that either. And if I push, then he just takes, and I take, and then he takes. And I'm a pawn up right now, which is nice. I played b5. He's definitely going to play his knight here. And then let's suppose I castle. He could take, take, take. And then I'm down a piece, so that's not good. I guess I'll just push the pawn and trade off, and we'll be even. Let's play rook c8. Line up an X-ray on his queen and get out of this diagonal. So he's likely going to play here next. I think that's fine for me. Can I do anything with this discovered attack? If I go here, This is defended, so that doesn't really give me much. It's just castle. Okay, now can't I just take this? And then he can't take back either way because I won his queen. And then after his queen moves, I can just move my knight back. And if he does take, then I take, and then he retakes, and then I take here. I'm up. I've traded both of my knights for a queen, which is, and a pawn, which is good. 2 pawns, actually. He still isn't castled also, which is, could be dangerous for him. In fact, I could move here with check. I'm not sure what that gets me. I can take his knight with check. Let's suppose I move here. King comes forward to attack. And then where does my knight go? It's only safe squares here. Which doesn't seem great. I think let's just be solid and drop back. No point in getting too fancy. Hit the queen, protect this pawn. I did waste a lot of time on that decision, which is not great, but I think my next move is either to play rook e8 and line up this x-ray, or move my queen here or here, probably. Oh, interesting. He goes for the queen trade. Okay. Let's take with the f rook, because I like having this rook on the open file. Why didn't you take queen? Because I'm a dumbass, that's why. Let's go here. guess I have to take with the pawn, otherwise I lose this pawn. I don't like splitting up these two pawns, but his pawns are split too, so I guess it's fine. And I can move my knight here, and it's just never gonna get captured, which is nice. Okay, I don't think he's threatening anything because he can't come to this square. I'm just gonna play knight here. If he comes here, then I take it. I think my next move should be rook b8. Try and trade off these rooks and get the b file. Either that or centralize my other knight. Presumably he's going to castle here. We'll move his knight there. Okay, well now he's threatening to come here or here. Okay, I think I still play rook b8. I'm slowly closing up the time gap. I was down a minute, but now I'm only down 20 seconds. You enjoying my commentary?
Yeah, that's great.
And now I'm ahead on the clock. Okay, he decides not to take. I also don't want to take because I don't want to give him the file. So let's go here, and I can threaten to fork his rooks. And I can always drop my knight back here if necessary. Okay, he decides to trade. Need to make some space for my king also. To g6. Okay. So he's attacking the rook. And I think that's really all he's threatening, right? So let's just go down here. Get my rook on the second rank. And it's defended by my knight. I'd really like to take this pawn. So I push this pawn, he comes here with a check, I come here. Where does this knight go? He'll be able to go here, here, not there. He can come back here with a check. Let's push this pawn. I don't like pushing this one as much because his bishop is on that color. Let's push this pawn. Still slightly ahead on the clock. I can attack his bishop, but then it just moves to one of these two squares, and that doesn't really seem to accomplish me much. Although actually, I like this idea. Because after his bishop moves, I can come here, and I'm hitting his rook, and then he'll drop this pawn. And once I come here, I'm hitting his rook and this pawn, which is arguably more important. Okay, let's trade this way, keep my pawns together. So now that his bishop is gone, I could come here. If I do that, he's forced to come here, and then I don't really see a mate there. But I do like, no, actually I don't like that. Let's just come here. But then he's going to take that pawn down there. Let's not do anything. Let's... What am I going to do? Damn, I'm wasting too much time. I just need to play a move. Deal with the consequences afterwards. He doesn't have mate if he takes that pawn, that's the important thing. I guess I should have played h6 instead of f6. I didn't think about f6 weakening e6. Oh, he decides not to take the pawn, that's interesting. Well, I'm going to take this pawn then. And then I'm going to give this check, depending on what he does. Probably should have played this first instead. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have checkmate. Maybe he does. We can't protect both pieces now. I'm gonna win on time. Fuck, let me move. Whew, that was close. 14 seconds left. I think he doesn't want to play the rematch. Oh, he does. He's playing the Karo Khan. Let's go ahead and play the fantasy variation, even though I still don't know how to play it. That was a terrible game, I agree. I think I just want to play c4 here. Just really claim the full center. And if he takes, then I just recapture. If he doesn't take, I just bring my knight out. I'm not a fan of the way he played with these two pawns. His dark squares are really weak. So I'm going to try and trade off the bishop at some point. Let's defend this pawn. Let's just go ahead and try and trade the bishops off immediately. He's probably going to castle here. And then I play bishop h6. If he takes, I take with the queen. All right, now that we've traded, I think my immediate goal should be develop my pieces and then just throw my pawns at his king as fast as possible. So let's play bishop here. I could also castle long if I want to. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Okay, I definitely think that's a bad idea now. Now that he's played queen there. Do I want to play rook b1? I could play knight a4. Let's just play rook b1 for now. Next move is knight e2, and then I don't think that move accomplishes too much, and if I play knight e2, then I'm backing up my knight. I think I need to play e5. That way this pawn can never come forward and his bishop is just trapped the entire game. I don't think that that move accomplishes anything either. Let's go ahead and play e5. This opens up my bishop. And again, prevents his bishop from coming into the game, hopefully. Let's just... Do I want to move my bishop here or back? I think here. I'm gonna castle next, and then we'll just play the H pawn forward. Maybe I don't even want to castle, honestly. Maybe I just play king here. Because I want to have my rook on this file. If I castle, then it's on the F file. And it's not gonna help in the attack as much. I do not like this pin though. Because I'm expecting his knight to come here. And that's gonna put a lot of pressure on my knight. Yeah. So I don't want to take, because then that helps him fix his pawn structure. And my bishop is really good right now. If I ignore it, then he can take, but I could recapture and we'd be fine. So I think if I ignore it, he might come here. That doesn't do anything though. I can just drop my queen back and capture it. So let's just go h4 and just immediately attack this pawn. It's a pretty aggressive move for me. Normally I would never play a move like this while my king is just casually in the center and this knight is bent and under attack. Okay. I wasn't considering that move, but I could just capture en passant, and then he probably recaptures with the knight. Let's suppose I ignore it. Push this pawn. He captures. I capture. He can't recapture because then I have mate. Okay, wait. I ignore it, push this pawn. He captures here, this way instead. Then I capture like this. He still can't take here because that would lead to mate again. Let's just go for it. Sacrifice the bishop, see what happens. I don't want to waste too much time. Even if this attack doesn't actually work, if I play fast enough, then Pranav will probably spend too much time thinking about it and then lose on time anyways, so it'll work out. I have no idea what's going on. This is making him take quite a lot of time though. He's already thought for a minute just on this move. And I'm about to be ahead on the clock by 2 minutes. Interesting, okay. I was not really expecting that, so I can now take this with check. And then I can decide what to do about my bishop afterwards. Dang, if only these knights weren't here, because then I could play here, and that would be really nice. Let's say it took. He takes, I take. That's check. His king has to go. I don't know where it would go, actually. I don't think that's very sound. Let's just drop the bishop back. I'm still ahead by a minute. I still have my right to castle, and I have this h-pawn, which I can push up, and then I have a nice spot for my queen. Okay, I can no longer push the h-pawn. And my queen is going to have to move. I think I can move it here. Not sure I want to. Just moves his rook up a space. Let's go ahead and do it. And then I can move my rook here if he tries to guard his pawn. Or I can drop my knight in here. That could be good, because then I'm threatening to take this pawn. And if he captures with his knight, then I can recapture with my queen. I moved his rook there. If I bring my knight here though, I actually am blundering this move, but then I have queen here, which is check, and his king would have to go here or here, and then I could play here and win his rook, so that seems good. Let's go ahead and do it. Of course, actually after all that, his knight will be attacking my rook, but then I guess I can win his knight. Oh no, because that would be a discovered check. I should have moved my king here a long time ago when I was talking about that. Let's see what he plays. Okay, he took the knight this way. That's probably good. I think the other way was not gonna work for me. That move leaves his queen without any squares, but I don't think I can trap it. Let's kick it out anyways. Actually, I don't want it to come into the defense of his king. Let's play h6, trying to lock down on this square. Then I can play queen here, or rook up. If he tries to attack my pawn, then I just move my king. This also unpins my knight finally. Yeah, so I think he's trying to get his queen back here to help defend. I'm gonna try and trade off the rooks. Okay, that move I think, actually I guess that does do something. Now he's defending his other rook. And he's threatening this. Let's actually push this pawn. I'm still ahead by a minute. It's probably unsound, but let's sack the knight. After he takes, then I have this, and it's double check, so the king has to move. Not sure where he'll move it. Okay, he actually takes there, so now this is, I think, the best version for me, because I can take with check and then move my knight here, and I don't lose the piece. And now I'm up a minute and a half. I have another check here, which I think possibly picks up the rook. I guess he has to go here to defend it. I could again sack the knight and play here, but I have that move in a second anyways, so let's go ahead and just save the knight. I guess now I don't have that move because I just blocked it, but I can move my knight up to here or here. Probably here is better, closer to the king. Okay. So he's threatening to move his knight away with an attack on my queen. He couldn't move it here because I could just take it with my queen, so he'd probably want to come here or here. I think I play my knight here. And now I'm threatening mate on this square. How is that not mate? Where can his king move? Oh, it was mate, it just took a while to show up. Well, I was about to say that was a good game, but 6 blunders, 4 mistakes, and 1 missed win. At least that was a nice aggressive game. Good games, Pranav, when you watch this later.